boy. Goodness, I can do this early. Oh, got it. Oh, it's got a little on me. Oh, jeez. Oh. Sorry, what, did I just get done running a marathon? No, I had to run down the hall. Before that, I had to run all the way out to my car. Before that, I had to make an ass ton of cotton candy. What the F is my life? What is this? Well, what this is the sports show with me, Sticky Hands McGee. Just kidding, I think the little Sandy, because I was Sticky Hands McGee. Cody Mack on the sports show, ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1. I'm a sweaty boy. That's what happens when you got to run down a whole hall and make cotton candy all in an hour. Got sweat under my man boobs. I could sweat myself a little bra right now. What kind of cotton candy is that on me? Blew my nose, had cotton candy in it. It's a good day so far. It's a solid Tuesday. I almost said Monday. Ooh. That's when you get all the hate. 315-437-7644. That is the phone number. If you want to call into the Harding Mazzotti studio, that is how you can do that. We got the doggy night out of Lights on the Lake. We'll talk about that. Different type of, like the style for tonight's Lights on the Lake charity is doggies. Much different doggy style than I'm used to, but we'll talk about that, and I guess I'll have at it. We'll see, whatever. But here we are, QSportsTalk.com. If you want to see me on Twitch, is that up and running? Ooh, there's a lot of things open right now on Twitch. Oh, boy, what's this? That's not me. And that's not me. That's the people from before. Let's bring that up before we get going. We're going to work in reverse today. Because, oh, man, that Cowboys game, I was going to kind of do that last, but just things kept happening, thing after thing after thing. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll wrap up the rest of the NFL, because it was a busy week that just kind of keeps bleeding into Tuesday with the Jets news today as they fire their GM. We'll hear some talk about that. The Sunday Night Football game was decent. In case you missed that, got a couple clips for you. What up, Showgirl Fuzz and Showbro Michael and Twitch, Craig from before, probably. I don't know when people come onto this damn thing, but hi, if you're in there now, Craig, do you make your own meats? Make my own meats. Well, Reno 911 reference. All right, let's hit to it here as the Cowboys played a game. There was also the Texans, and they played a much better game. However, it was a little interesting to get going, to be honest with you. It started out, and it just kept getting worse. It started out the worst possible way for the Cowboys, as it was a penalty, but it was one of those penalties where it's like, oh, don't be lame. A lineman got out and blocked, but he went like a yard too far, because the Texans' very first play from scrimmage was a 75-yard wide receiver toss run play right up the sideline for a touchdown. They called it back. But don't worry, just a little bit later, Joe Mixon had a 45-yard rush and then a 1-yard touchdown, one and two of his 3 touchdowns. And then the Cowboys kind of hung around a little bit, to be honest with you. It was weird. It was very confusing, as it was 17-10 for quite some time. But then the Cowboys did some Cowboys things. Joe Mixon scored again, and it ended up being a little bit different of a score. 35-10. Sorry, it wouldn't matter. That one score wouldn't have mattered 1 point, because Cowboys could only muster up 10 of them. Joe Mixon outscored the Cowboys all by him's lonesome.
Mixon, a walk-in, touchdown Texans. He wants to run the ball right at the Dallas Cowboys.
There's no doubt. They come in feeling like they can get it going with the issues that Dallas has had stopping the run. Josh Butler, who I mentioned, making the start tonight. He gave up contain.
Can't give up contain.
And Mixon bounces it for the score.
Texans aren't spending a lot of time at the line of scrimmage once they get up there. Hand to Mixon. Cut back. Joe Mixon, goodbye. Touchdown, Texans.
Yep.
You're going to see the center, Jared Patterson, making
I
his
don't
second
want to
start
see
there
Jared
at
Center, the
He gets
Patterson making the second
Washington
start. It only got worse from there for the Cowboys, where it looked like it was going to be okay, like I said. Because then Mixon does this, adding one more to it. Why not, Joe? Have a 1-yarder.
Mixon, touchdown, Texans. And the second half drought is over for Houston.
Oh, thank God they were able to score again. Oh, my goodness. Jeez, they didn't even, their offense didn't even score a touchdown for a while there. But you're saying, wait a minute, that score didn't make any sense. So how did they get that points if their offense has just scored there? Because Dallas Cowboys, again, we wouldn't be talking about them if they were having a mediocre season and weren't doing the most fun Dallas Cowboy things imaginable and have an owner that's going absolutely crazy. The Cowboys fumbled twice on the same play, and then the Texans scored a touchdown off it.
Second and 6. Rush. Ball knocked out of his hand and ends up in the arms of Guyton. He gets it knocked out by Petrie, and the return for the touchdown by Derek Barnett. Barnett with the defensive score.
Well, that one-on-one with Derek Barnett, and he comes in, makes the play, and then he's also able to get it after it bounces around and run it in.
So Barnett forced the first fumble.
Yep.
Then Guyton gets it. Here's Barnett's play, who he ends up with a touchdown. Guyton gets it.
Yep.
And Petrie knocks it out of his arm.
Yep.
And there's Barnett staying with it, and he gets the touchdown.
Little scoop and score for the Texans. A little something for the away crowd. That was it. It was not so good. It was not so good. And actually, things started to go bad before the game even started, as the Cowboys, as I predicted, were going to go in to Monday night's game and blow the roof off of Jerry's World. I didn't think it would be a literal thing, as pieces of the roof started to fall off of the stadium when they tried to open the GD roof, because why not, Dallas Cowboys?
We'll talk to Lisa Salters a little later about Dallas, but she joins us right off the top as the top here at AT&T.
It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Something of a story, Lisa. What can you tell us?
Tell us, Lisa.
Scott, well, it was a bizarre series of events that happened here at AT&T Stadium about 45 minutes or so ago. I was standing in this exact spot getting ready to do a hit for Sports.
You can't see it, but she's standing in a spot.
Lots of debris started falling from the sky. They were opening the roof here, and you could see just big chunks of what looked like dust, paper, plastic, and then all of a sudden this came down out of the sky. A big piece of metal just kind of floated down and fell onto the field. Again, this happened when they started opening the roof here. I asked the Cowboys PR staff, like, what is going on? And I was told that, like we saw, a piece of metal came loose and fell to the field with some additional small debris while the roof was in the process of being opened. There were no injuries.
Yep, and that dust were the Cowboys' playoff hopes, I'm pretty sure. That's just the most Dallas Cowboy thing, man. It's absolutely insane. After the game, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman talking about the Texans, because you got to give the Texans some love. It's one of the more interesting and enjoyable stories of the last 2 years, as C.J. Stroud gets drafted to the Texans. Nobody gives them any chance. They make that crazy trade where they end up getting Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama, who's been a beast as well, and they turned everything around and are one of the more fun teams to watch in the whole NFL. The Houston Texans.
Houston now gets this win. Where do you see them fitting in as we move towards December and then ultimately the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can rank them ahead of the teams that you just mentioned. I think they have some things to clean up. But there are pieces here, and I think there's leadership here.
Pieces from the stadium roof.
The ability to do just that, clean up some of the mistakes they made tonight. It was far from a perfect game, but they need to get some pieces back. They need to get Will Anderson back.
No doubt.
Who is a tremendous player up front to pair with Danielle Hunter. Stroud looked good for the most part tonight. Mixon looked great. Their offensive line seems to have settled down, so it's all there. I think the coaching is there, but I think it would be a stretch at this point to say that they're out in front of a team like Kansas City or Buffalo or, I don't know. We'll see the Chargers next week, and the way they played last night against Cincinnati, I can't wait to watch them play.
Spoiler alert, that's going to be a top game faux show when we do that at some point later on this week. Chargers, Texans, that's going to be a good one. And then I think the Cowboys, where is it? Commanders, that's a loss. And then Thanksgiving, they played 3 games in 10 games. I don't know how fair that is to the Cowboys. Got to be fair to Dallas. They're America's team. Then they play the Giants with Tommy Cutlets. I'm confident they win. I mean, you can't lose to Tommy Cutlets, right? But several teams have. That's why he's in there. On Thanksgiving, there's nothing more Italian than getting around on a Thanksgiving bird and smacking around the Cowboys. Forget about it. I don't know. I don't see like he sucks. I mean, DeVito sucks. He sucked last year, and then they were, he learned a lot this year on the bench. From who? Daniel Jones. Come on. Then the Bengals, that's a loss. Then the Panthers, that might be a win for the Cowboys. So they might have 2 more, end up with 5 victories because Tampa Bay lost, Eagles lost, Washington lost. And the Panthers game could be a loss, and so could the Giants. They could lose every game. Heap for Hunter could turn into like a number 1 draft pick spot. Oh, my God. But then if we get all these draft picks, we're going to need a coach. And it's just ramping up, man. All of the talk about getting Dion or Dion going to the Cowboys. And we've already heard Dion shut it down, but I would love it.
Well, first of all, Deion Sanders prefers kids as opposed to grown men when it comes to coaching. So the NFL is not nearly as attractive a commodity to him as coaching on the collegiate level is, because he loves nurturing young boys into becoming men. The exception, I personally believe,
I should just leave it right there.
Many years, would be the Cowboys. That is not something he has ever acknowledged or admitted. I'm not trying to break news in that regard. I think the ultimate aberration for him would be the Cowboys. That's why I brought up the Cowboys. He ain't trying to go no damn Jacksonville. Get that out your head, Elton. He ain't trying to do that. Right? He'd rather stay. He'd rather stay on the collegiate level. Yeah. I'm just telling you, it's not even a thought. It's not even a thought. The Cowboys are a different animal. I'll get back to the Cowboys in a second. Cam, let me tell you why Florida State.
Ooh.
You can argue, would it be an option?
My boy.
He desperately wanted to coach at Florida State.
Yeah.
Definitely did.
Yep. We said
they
no.
shoved him aside like he never was even there.
We said no. We were busy.
Like he didn't star at the university. Like he wasn't an All-American there. I mean, they just totally summarily dismissed
Yesterday's price isn't today's price, though.
I feel you on
if
that.
you bring that check and then you say, man,
yeah.
Well, wait a minute. That's when you can't get that check elsewhere. But when you can get that check elsewhere, then you got choices. That's all I'm trying to say.
You can't get Florida State bag anywhere else. There's only a couple college teams that can compete at a high level.
Well, if you remember,
with Florida State.
If you remember, I wanted him considered at Alabama, Texas A&M.
No.
I thought so. Hold on. It was SEC, baby. I don't know why I got to argue with you about that. But in the end, you damn right, they got deep pockets. They could have given that to him. The same thing that Florida State would have been able to give to him. Let me get back to the Cowboys. I'm not talking about tanking the season for Shedeur Sanders. I'm talking about the package deal. Because I think the opportunity to coach his son on the pro level, all right, when we know this brother is pro-worthy. I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders.
Look at that, though?
Come on, bro.
Oh, my Lord.
I'll
let everybody speak.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Stephen A. He then goes on to say that, they hire him and then they draft Shedeur later on. But I don't think he's a top 5 pick. I mean, when everyone starts going buck wild on quarterbacks, then maybe. But I think he should be there later on. I don't mind the idea. I know I hate the idea of Jason Witten, one of the better Cowboys players of all time, being coach. I've heard that floated around. And since that's the stupidest idea, since the guy's a high school coach right now, that'll probably be who we end up as our coach, Jason Witten, which would be the stupidest thing possible. But I would love it if Dion was there because I want Travis Hunter, also on Colorado, also being coached by Dion. And if you're bad enough, you get him. Shoot. Then maybe later you get Shedeur. You got Travis. You got CD. You got Dion. And then you start trading some people, maybe even somebody that I might be coming around to trading, and I don't want to say it, so I'll let these guys talk about it. Micah Parsons.
I have been making the point here that in order to rebuild this team, which the Cowboys desperately need to do.
Yeah, they do. We do.
They need to trade Micah Parsons.
I'm on the team.
I've, in fact, taken to calling him Herschel Parsons because the Herschel Walker trade built a team in Dallas once upon a time that won 3 Super Bowl championships. And they might be able to do the one thing that could dig them out of this. This is not to denigrate Micah Parsons, who is a great player. It is actually to elevate him and point out you could get the king's ransom you normally get for a quarterback by trading Micah Parsons. I said that. And now I'm just going to duck and hear your response.
At one time, you probably should have ducked, but not anymore. Not anymore. And simply because, look, I think there's no question that Dallas needs draft capital. They need a plethora of players to come in here and really help build this football team back up. Now, the question for me is this. Look, trading away big-time players, especially at premium positions like this, is always something that people get very fascinated by. And I don't have any issue with it, especially in this kind of situation. But then it's about who is in charge of picking the next batch of players, and then who is in charge of developing and implementing those players within a bigger scheme. Because quite honestly, that's where teams wind up getting the competitive edge. It's who are the people that are in charge of developing and implementing the strategy to utilize these players.
It could be Dion. You know what I'm saying? They said he likes to develop a young boy. Yeah, like, come on, man. I know it's football, but we can use different words. But that would be it. I don't know. I was Googling. I couldn't find any rumors or anything of a team that would be willing to give up. Because you need 3 first-rounders for Micah Parsons. You absolutely need 3 first-rounders for Micah Parsons. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's just a disaster. But like we've talked about, it's a fun disaster to watch. Let's talk more NFL when we come back on The Spark Show. Cody Mack, ESPN Radio, 97.7, 100.1. That one. That one. That one. That one. Close that, close that, close that, close that, and there's that. Booyakasha! I can't believe how much cotton candy is on me. Pure? Oh my God. What is this show talking about anymore? We're just dirty. Oh, I put it on the wrong thing. Damn it. No, not that. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. What am I doing? First time, long time? Time egg wash do you use in your calzones? It depends on the calzone itself, K-Rock CNY. For my Thanksgiving calzone, yes, I made a Thanksgiving calzone. I used butter. But for other ones, you can just use, like, whip up an egg if you want with some seasonings in it. Like this. Blah, 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 blah. Minnesota Dan, I agree. Big fan, first time, long time. Right? And because with the NFL, you need guys to handle those big-ass egos, and Dion is a guy to handle a big-ass ego. And then he's got to bring Fran on to be the DB coach. We got to start poaching all the best college coaches. What up, Malloy? cannot believe how much cotton candy is all over me. Let's see. There is technically... What do we got? Time is left. Oh, I don't have time for tinkles. I didn't. I just said we're going to poach him. I said we're going to take Fran. Going to have him as our coach. I want him on the Cowboys. And I know how to be smart with my judgmentals. Oh.
This is The Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Oh. Yay! Okie dokie. Silly okie. We're back on The Sports Show, ESPN Radio 97.7. Thanks to DVOffers.com, powered by Drivers Village out in Cicero. For some of you, you don't remember that out there used to be the Great Escape. Remember the Great Escape? That is where that was. So now you can get cars. And now it's a little toy store for adults, I guess you could say. QSportsTalk.com. If you are so inclined to take a little peek skier here at this probably still kind of reddish face because I was sweaty. Making cotton candy, running all about the building. It's lucky that I'm going to be able to sit down tonight and just take a relax because I'm going through the Wegmans Lights on the Lake doggy drive-through. And the style of Wegmans Lights on the Lake tonight is a benefit for charity for doggies, and it's much different. But I like this style just, I guess, as much, looking at dogs, whatever. But, yeah, if you want to take your dog, all proceeds benefit Humane, CNY, Second Chance, Canine Adoption. It's $5. What's that? $5. Because then tomorrow night is a full price, but then free for veterans and stuff like that, and we're still raising money. But tonight, $5, and then we go to full price for Lights on the Lake. Because it's that time of year. It's supposed to snow relatively soon. It's like 50 out today, and is there sun? Not really. Little bits. All right, let's do some more whipping around the NFL because we didn't get to do it yesterday. There was all sorts of stuff going on this weekend. But the Sunday Night Football game was pretty fun as the Bengals and the Chargers went at it. If you missed it on Sunday night, if you were still sleepy from the Tyson fight. And the Bengals went buck wild in the second half as Jamar Chase, top 3 best wide receivers in the game, got himself a couple TDs to get the Bengals all the way tied back up. He had a touchdown. T. Higgins had a touchdown. Jamar Chase had a touchdown. And just like that, the Bengals, who were down 27-6, and the Chargers a scrambling. But then they had J.K. Dobbins, a pretty decent running back this year. That's all really Jim Harbaugh needed was a good run game and a good quarterback, and he could do the rest from there. And J.K. Dobbins did the rest for the Chargers with like 18 seconds left in the game, scoring a little tutty.
Well, the fullback in front of J.K. Dobbins runs left. Dobbins takes off. Dobbins inside the 10. Dobbins to the end zone. In for the touchdown. And the Chargers take
So after all of that, the Chargers end up taking the lead and winning the game. As Jim Harbaugh's really turned that Chargers team around as they're, 6-3 or 7-3 now? And then, what was that? They got Monday Night Football, Chargers Ravens. Didn't I say the Chargers were playing somebody else? Chargers Texans? I don't know what the hell's going on right here anymore. Or is it the Bengals Steelers? Oh, doesn't matter. Either way, Jim Harbaugh after the game, I like post-game speeches. And this crazy old bastard gets kind of fired up, but sometimes it almost sounds like he almost forgets where he is. But I like Jim Harbaugh. I think a lot of teams are kicking themselves in the ass for not getting him as a coach this last offseason. Dallas, Cowboys.
Hey, guys, let's go. That was a signature win right there. That was a big time win. And you never flinched. You never even stumbled. I mean, defense played our best when our best was needed. Played our best when our best was needed.
Sorry.
That's the key. Played our best when our best was needed.
Perfect. Best when the best is needed.
This is going to be one of the best high fives ever. Yeah. Give each other a high five.
And then they all high five, which is hilarious. Before he gets back to talking, they're all high fiving. I love it. Doing high fiving, have a good time. Slap hands, slap hands, slap hands. They're slapping hands when they needed to slap hands the best. They slap hands the best. Me? I don't think it's me. It's not me.
Last thing I want to say, and then just go enjoy the heck out of this.
Go enjoy the heck out of this, guys.
Nobody flinched just because they got the momentum. Didn't mean they had it.
Oh.
We got it back.
Oh.
Nothing can happen in that stadium.
What is this guy, me?
That can take us out of our game. Because
There you go.
I'm telling you, I've seen this before. We get the right guys at the right time. You feel it, don't you? Yeah. Who's got it better than us?
I like how they all got their own little thing. I want to be included in a chant or a cheer, man. Come on. Also on Sunday, pretty awesome game. If you're a Seahawks fan, I'll make sure next door, our events guy, Badger, is a big burly fella. He could do face punching. I'll make sure he's not listening because he's a Niners fan, and the Seahawks ended up coming back in that game. Brock Purdy injured. I heard that earlier today that he should be okay, but an injured sore right shoulder ain't nothing to sneeze at. Geno Smith on the last drive, 7 for 8, 54 yards, and then he got 2 rushes for 29 yards, including this touchdown that you're about to hear. And what's pretty cool is that it seems like a lot of quarterbacks are running the ball all around and scoring touchdowns. So that's neat. 2017 Seahawks win this one against the 49ers.
Backers here. See if Campbell or Warner ends up being that extra rusher. Geno getting the protection. He brings in his tight end, expecting them to bring 5 or 6.
And they do, for the first time, bring somebody extra. That leaves Smith and Jigba open. Breaks the tackle to Campbell and gets 8. Down to 30 seconds.
Just a really good job there by Geno Smith, seeing the 6-up pressure, getting the extra blocker, and about at 20 seconds now.
Under 20. Smith back to throw. Smith takes off. Geno Smith, end zone ahead. Touchdown, Seattle.
And they win the game. Let's do more NFL talk when we come back and finish up this week because in like 2 days there's more NFL on the Sports Show. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. I don't know if Josh is still in here, but he'll appreciate this. Was not looking at the clock there. Just beat that one. Ain't that no good too? Not good that they're paying attention. I don't even want me to do my own paying attention shit. I got cotton candy all over my jacket. My jacket got cotton candy on her. You old cotton candy son of a bitch. We might just do a college football talk and save the Tyson stuff for tomorrow on a Wednesday. It still resonates on a Wednesday, that's for damn sure. Club to the dog. Say bye. Oh, getting a little cloudy out there. Better not be raining. I don't want lights on the lake in the rain. See?
Your 2- and 4-legged family members.
For this one.
Tonight for the Lights on the Lake Doggy Drive-Thru. Your pup will love the car ride through the festive displays.
See? She said so. No, it might be some sprinkles. Should be all right. Pretty possum! You never know, Ryan. I don't know if Mr. Krabs can afford me. That's the problem. Happy holidays. In the bottom of the season, loop-de-doo, hoop-de-doo. Dubba-dub got down around the clock. Dubba-dubba got around the clock right now. Yeah. I know Christmas songs. I know all of them. What? And we got about the bides of tomorrow today. No? Oh, yeah, Great Escape was right back where the movie theater was. It was right there. It's on that same whole giant-ass complex.
This is The Sports Show with Cody Mack.
I swear we need to find some comfort in this run down place.
That's Sports Show! Sportsing around on a Tuesday. We're back. What? More of this? ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Broadcasting from the Harding Mazzares studio. I'm hanging with you. Another half an hour. 315-437-7644. That's the telephone. We can talk about stuff. It was a Cuse game. Was it Thursday? Then Thursday, and then a football game Saturday against UConn. So, pretty busy end of the week. But right now, to start your week, don't forget you got one more night for some charity action over at Lights on the Lake, because that is underway, which is absolutely insane. Wegmans Lights on the Lake, presented by Upstate Honda Dealers and Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital for doggies. All proceeds tonight, just $5 for a carload, go to Humane CNY and Second Chance Canine Adoption Shelter. Why adopt, or what is it? Why shop when you can adopt? I got all sorts of rescue doggies. My doggie's a kill shelter dog. They were going to put my poor dog down. Texas was going to kill her. And I said, I don't think so, Texas, you son of a bitch. Bring her up here. Now, chick magnet extraordinaire Elsa was with me. So we're going to go check that out later on tonight. Because that's wicked fun, man. It's enjoyable and it's Lights on the Lake, and I like it, and it gets my miserable ass in the holiday spirit. Speaking of miserable asses, as we're wrapping up NFL, Kirk Cousins, what was that? Against the Broncos, 38-6, man. And I think Michael Penix got in there for a little while. Was that what I saw? They were getting killed, but I don't know. Kirk, bro, you're making me regret not keeping Michael Penix on my team if you're going to keep playing like that, because that was kind of rough, man. Rams take down the Patriots. And then the obvious answer would be yes, they did. It was very easy for them, right? Pretty much. And then, although Sunday night, the Rams got a test here. I think the Eagles take down the Rams. I don't think that should be much of a contest. But the Rams always end up surprising you when you least expect it. Sean McVay could turn it around a little bit and have a good game against the Eagles on Sunday. Vikings and Titans was way closer, 23-13. It shouldn't have been. A lot of penalties because the refs got to get involved. Oh, we need the refs. Everybody needs the refs. We talked about Eagles and Washington. That game was from the Thursday night game. Eagles won that one against the Commanders. Jaguars in Detroit. I think even though it is Tuesday, hold on. Wait, Yep, the Lions just scored again. 52-6. Oh, boy. Lions and Raiders. That one, I think Tyreek Hill ended up having some yards receiving. And then I know Devon Achane had a touchdown because that helped me in my fantasy football. 34-19. The Dolphins are coming on at the right time. They really can't lose more than another game. But, sheesh, right? What do they got? 6 losses? But that offense is deadly, man. Speaking of deadly, was this blocked field goal full of penalties? A lot of the Bears players are saying, as the Packers beat the Bears on Sunday with a blocked field goal, the second one in 2 weeks. As you remember, the Chiefs, previously unbeaten, they blocked a Denver field goal. But, I was seeing, I'll have to watch more later today, that the Bears players are saying Green Bay, they were big cheating bastards when they did this.
The Packers block it, and they're going to win. Green Bay survives.
Oh, they did. They survived, yeah. That was a pretty good game, 20-19. Jordan Love threw another interception. That wasn't so good. He's got to do something about that, as he's making not so good mistakes, and that's going to cost you in the playoffs against a random team that's going to get in that shouldn't, or something weird like the Niners or something will just squeak by, and they'll end up playing them. They'll play the Packers, and Jordan Love will throw a terrible pick, and that will not end up making Packers fans happy. Although wish that who they had was Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding. We'll get to him in a second. Another awesome game was the Steelers in Baltimore, as Lamar Jackson does not look too good. I don't know what's going on with that, but he didn't look good. Derrick Henry fumbled, and then they kind of just stopped giving him the ball. 18-16 as the Pittsburgh Steelers kick in like 6 field goals, because that's a super entertaining football game when you kick, 6 field goals. And that the Ravens, though, they had a little comeback attempt at the end.
Hill on the backfield, pistol formation.
Just needed this 2-point conversion, and then it's a tie game.
Jackson slings it, end zone, touchdown, Baltimore. Zay Flowers.
See? They got a touchdown. 18-16 now. Just get Jackson. Here we go.
Keeping it. Jackson, fake. Jackson tosses. The pressure was there. Joey Porter Jr. flocking to the quarterback.
Junior and senior. His dad was a monster at linebacker. And the Ravens going down, not at the right time. You don't want to, start losing games now. It's getting towards the ass end of the season here. Interesting comments here by Herm Edwards after this game, saying he didn't really learn much from this. I disagree. I learned that the Ravens have a lot of work to do against some of the better teams. The Ravens, I don't want to say it, are right now looking like Cowboys of the last couple of years, where they're kicking ass against the crappy teams, and then they go up against this tough defense. They ain't looking too good. But Herm said he learned nothing.
The Ravens have a tremendous offense, held to 16, which is right on the Steelers' season average. And how about Chris Boswell? 6 for 6. He's 23 of 24 on field goal attempts this year. He's the only kicker in NFL history with 3 games with at least 6 field goals made. On the other side, the great Justin Tucker missed a couple more kicks, now has 6 missed field goals this season, one off his career high back in 2015. So his game's going south. Herb, just first blush, what did you learn from this game today?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
I thought it was a game of two
solid
teams
analysis
that know each other
there.
very well. This whole AFC thing, especially in this division, runs through these two teams for the most part. Now, Cincinnati, when they're healthy, they make a push as well. But if you look at the start of this, there was something very glaring to me when you looked at the Baltimore Ravens. Going into this game, they had 80 fouls. 80 fouls. They had 12 today. They turned the ball over today. 3 times? They had 3 turnovers. They had 10 fouls.
He gets
today.
a little confused here because I forgot.
That's a bad number.
Right? Note to self, Cody, make sure you're listening to stuff to edit out things that they get wrong.
We always say in football, more games are lost than won. Don't beat yourself.
Yeah.
Lamar said it. The Pittsburgh Steelers played a really great game, but the Ravens helped the Steelers today. You can't have penalties. You can't turn the ball over, 3 times. You can't miss field goals.
And that's what happened, as the Ravens also saying today or yesterday that they are not bringing in anybody else to compete with Justin Tucker, because you can't, because it's Justin Tucker. It's the greatest kicker in the history of the NFL. One more game on the slate from this past weekend, as the Colts with Anthony Richardson back at the helm beat Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, as the Jets are unraveling, and now it's just getting worse. First of all, listen how miserable Aaron Rodgers is here. I kind of like a miserable Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron, can you just take us through that final drive for you guys, specifically the first and second down play, the one behind the line and then the pass to Brees?
How was the last drive, Aaron?
Yeah, not a very good play. I was getting rushed. Knew Conk was out there somewhere. I was trying to throw it forward. I don't know if I got hit or it just didn't come off right. But I was trying to throw an incompletion. Pretty bad play.
And pretty soon he starts throwing everyone else under the bus, people having missed assignments and stuff. Typical Aaron Rodgers stuff you're about to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit of everything.
What went wrong?
Execution. I missed a couple throws. We had a couple MAs.
Missed
So a little
assignments.
bit of everything.
So throwing people under the bus. Just say you sucked.
The emotions right now at 3-8.
Yeah, disappointed. Get disappointed.
How do you stay motivated going forward?
I'm in my 20th year, so I've figured out a way to do this for a long time. So I just gotta remember why you fell in love with this game. This will be definitely a week to clear all of our heads and come back and stick together.
Oh, well, that last part there about this part about everyone clearing their heads.
And
sorry,
all of our heads and come back and stick together.
Except for the GM, because he's fired. Yeah, the Jets. Everyone but you, hi, Aaron. It's everyone but you. I missed a couple throws. You missed a lot, dude. You suck. He is absolute trash now, man. Like, you are just looking like the worst decision maker. He's fumbling around back there, and everyone else but him. But it's funny, though, the GM's out, the coach is out, all these guys that wanted to bring in Aaron Rodgers, they're all acting like, oh, no, Aaron Rodgers isn't the problem. It's the guy that brought Aaron Rodgers in.
The New York Jets have fired their general manager, Joe Douglas.
Wow.
Whoa. This morning. Joining us now, Ray, to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Yeah,
Schefter, this is, I don't know if it's, Aaron will not be on today because they're in the middle of a bye week. So this is Coach Saleh a couple weeks ago, and then Aaron was able to come on. Now Aaron is on traveling, I do believe. I have no idea where, enjoying his bye week. Is that why they made this decision, because they're on the bye week? How long has this been kind of in the works? And what does this mean for the future, Shefty?
Well, it means that it's a complete overhaul in New York with the Jets. And it means that Woody Johnson obviously was losing patience. And when you watch the team, you can't help but be discouraged right now. And they obviously were going to be in a head coaching search. Now it's going to be a head coach and GM search. Joe Douglas's contract was up after this season. I don't know that he wanted to stay there anyway, but the Jets made it simple on him today.
Anyway.
And obviously, Woody Johnson fired him this morning, just as he fired Robert Saleh on a Tuesday morning last month. And so the Jets are starting from the ground up again. And when we talk about Aaron's future, that's why it's crazy to even talk. Like, we didn't know who the GM is going to be. We don't know who the head coach is going to be. We don't know who's going to be leading this team, who's making decisions. You can't say that a quarterback will or won't be back when you don't even know who's making the calls on these things.
Yeah,
that's they're for the Jets and the Cowboys going into this year being two of the more interesting teams storyline wise. Are there two bigger dumpster fires than the Jets and the Cowboys? Every week, it gets crazier and crazier with just how far these guys are falling from just what they were supposed to be this year. I forgot this. This was Jerry Jones right after the game. This crazy old bastard.
Jerry Jones, another home loss for his beloved team.
That was a hard one. I thought we could have a better accounting of how we played. We didn't, and we are looking ahead.
What, Jer?
Got a hole, and we all understand it.
What?
Regret that again for our fans. Good guys.
Jerry, what devastates you most about this home losing streak of 6 games?
Well, I don't know that there's anything but the obvious, and that is that we just aren't playing very well. It happens we're doing that at home for sure. We've had a big run of home games that we haven't done it, so we just aren't playing well, and it's several things out there for all the games, several things, and so it's not really the amount of the score at home. It's not really. It's just the way we're playing.
I was going to cut it off when I was recording that earlier, and I was like, no, just play it, because now it's starting to get sad. He's just, I didn't understand anything he was saying. And it's also interesting there, again, I've mentioned it before, how many other owners you hear coming out and talking after the game? How about Mike McCarthy before you, Jer? It's just nuts. It's crazy. Jets and Cowboys, big old dumpster fires. College playoff bracket. What is it? The third week of that unveiling is tonight, because it's a Tuesday. We'll come back and just let you know the things that you will need to know if you're going to watch that this evening. And then we're going to get the hell out of here on the Sports Show with Cody Mack, ESPN Radio 97.7, 100.1. Hi. My cousin Vinny? That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Yeah, exactly. And he's got to go. It's weird that they do that. I agree, man. Oh, good Pitts' his daddy. I get it, Mike. I see what you're saying. Oh, big old stretch. Getting dark out there. Kyle McCord needs to bring me some of his chips. I'm not paying $5 and something cents for a bag of them at the store. The fricker comes right in here with his sweatpants every week. Bring me a box. I have something I could gift him. That's the bag for the studio. And I've had them before, so I don't need to know what they taste like. I just want free ones from him. Oh, I don't know how you guys drink this water. Drink 4 of these today. Ugh. Ryan, I feel like someone would notice immediately because the camera's on and they're all out there. Yeah, Zach Wilson is a terrible pick. Right? It really did, Minnesota Dan. I like that movie. What was that called? Draft Day? Where Kevin is the GM of the Browns and he trades all those picks and stuff. It's a good movie. Ugh. Guys, in your water. Oh, my God. It's so gross. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's get out of here. Ba-da-da-da. Make sure you guys have a good night. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Q Sports Talk people. Oh, we still got another 45 seconds. Happy holidays. Yup. Oh, my God. I'm a burpy boy. Later, Ryan. See you, Michael. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys all coming over here and watching. The more of you watch, the harder it's going to be for them to fire me. I don't need any of this stuff.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Oh, yeah. We're back. The Sports Show, ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Bunch of college basketball on tonight as 'tis the season, but there is also the college football bracket, so make sure you guys are watching there, the college football playoff prediction bracket show. The brackets predicting college. They talk about the college football bracket, and make sure you're all ready to go for when they update it. Because number 1, Oregon won this weekend. Ohio State won. Texas also won. Penn State as well. Number 6, BYU got upset, so there'll be some change there. Number 7, Tennessee lost as well, so some change as people will be moving on up. Number 25, Tulane, 35-0 over Navy. So who knows where the brackets will align. Top 4 seeds right now, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State. Does that change when we talk tomorrow? We will talk about it because I friggin' love this college playoff bracket thing. I also friggin' love Brian Higgins. He's up next, the 315 with Brian Higgins. So make sure you're hanging out there as he's going to talk all sorts of SU stuff. You guys can call in, get ready to give him hell. 315-437-7644. It's the Sports Show with Cody Mack, ESPN Radio 97.7 to 100.1.